abbreviate, abdomen, abnormal, abnormality, aboard, abortion, abrupt, abruptly, abstain, abstract, abundance, abundant, academic, accelerate, acceleration, acceptance, accepted, accessible, accessory, accidentally, accommodate, accomplish, accomplishment, accord, accordance, accordingly, accountable, accumulate, accusation, accustom, ache, acknowledgement, acoustic, acquaintance, acquainted, acrimonious, activist, acute, acutely, added, addictive, additionally, address, adhere, adjacent, adjourn, administer, admirable, admirer, admittedly, adolescence, adolescent, adore, advantageous, advent, adventurous, adversary, adverse, advisory, aerial, aesthetic, affectionate, affinity, affirm, afflict, affluent, affordable, after effect, aftermath, aggravate, aggression, agile, agony, aid, ailment, air, aisle, ajar, albeit, alcoholic, alibi, alien, alienate, alight, align, alignment, allegedly, allegiance, allergic, allergy, alleviate, alliance, allied, allocate, allocation, allude, ally, almighty, alter, alternate, alternatively, altitude, amateur, ambiguity, ambush, amend, amendment, amenity, amicable, amid, ammunition, amnesty, amount, ample, anesthetic, anagram, analogous, analogy, analytical, anarchy, anatomy, anecdote, anguish, animosity, anomaly, anonymous, anthem, anthology, antibiotic, anticipation, antidote, antique, antonym, apathetic, apathy, ape, apologetic, appall, appalled, appalling, apparatus, appendix, appetizing, applaud, applause, applicant, applied, appraisal, apprehension, apprehensive, apprentice, approximation, apt, aquarium, arbitrary, arc, archaeology, archive, arena, arguable, arguably, argumentative, arithmetic, armor, aroma, arouse, array, arrogance, arrogant, artifact, articulate, artwork, ascend, ascertain, ash, aspiration, aspire, assassin, assassinate, assassination, assemble, assembly, assert, assertion, assertive, asset, assign, assured, asthma, astonish, astonished, astonishing, astonishment, astronaut, astronomy, astute, asylum, athletics, atlas, attacker, attain, attainment, attendance, attic, attribute, attribute, atypical, auction, auditorium, augment, aura, austere, authoritarian, authoritative, authorization, authorize, automobile, autonomous, autonomy, avalanche, avert, await, awaken, or, axis. Bachelor, backbone, backfire, backing, backslash, backup, bacteria, baffle, bail, bait, ballad, ballerina, ballot, banal, banish, banquet, baptism, baptize, bar, barbaric, barcode, bargain, barrage, barren, barricade, basics, bathe, battle, battlefield, bazaar, beacon, bead, beam, beast, beckon, beforehand, beggar, believer, benchmark, beneficiary, benign, betrayal, beverage, beware, bewildered, bewildering, bias, biased, bibliography, bidder, big-headed, bilateral, binoculars, biologist, biotechnology, blackmail, bland, blare, blast, blatant, blaze, bleach, bleak, blessing, bliss, blister, blizzard, blossom, blot, blunt, bluntly, blow, blurred, blush, boast, boastful, bodyguard, body language, boiler, boiling, bolster, bolt, bombard, bookcase, booking, booklet, boom, booth, borderline, boredom, bouquet, bout, bowel, box, boycott, brag, brainstorm, brainwave, brainy, brand, breach, breadth, breakdown, breathing, brew, brewery, bribe, bribery, bridge, brief, briefing, brink, brisk, broaden, broadly, broker, brow, bruise, brutal, bud, buffet, built, built-in, bulk, bum, bundle, bungalow, burden, bureau, bureaucracy, bureaucrat, bureaucratic, burst, bust, buttock, buzz. Dangerously, dangle, darken, dart, dated, daunting, dawn, daydream, day-to-day, dazzle, dealing, debris, debut, deceased, deceive, deception, decidedly, decisive, decorative, decree, dedicate, dedicated, dedication, deduce, deduct, deduction, deed, deem, default, defective, defensive, defer, defiance, deficiency, deficit, definitive, deflect, delegate, delegation, delight, delightful, demise, demographic, demolish, demolition, demon, demonstrator, denial, denote, denounce, dental, dependable, depict, deploy, deport, deposit, depot, deprivation, deprive, deprived, descendant, descent, descriptive, desert, deserted, designate, desperation, despise, destined, destructive, detach, detain, detector, detention, deter, deterrent, detrimental, devastate, devastated, devastating, developmental, deviation, devious, devotion, devour, diagnose, diagnosis, diagnostic, diagonal, dice, dictate, dictator, dictatorship, dietary, differentiate, digest, digestion, digit, dilute, dim, diner, dinosaur, diplomacy, diplomatic, dire, directive, disadvantaged, disbelief, discard, discern, discharge, disciple, discipline, disclose, disclosure, discomfort, discount, discourse, discredit, discreet, discrepancy, discretion, discriminate, disgrace, disgraceful, disgust, dismal, dismantle, dismay, disobedient, disorder, disorganized, disparity, dispatch, dispense, disperse, displace, disposal, dispose, disposition, disregard, dissatisfaction, dissatisfied, dissent, dissertation, distinctly, distort, distraction, distress, distressed, distrust, disturbance, ditto, diversify, diversion, divert, DNA, doctrine, document, documentation, dodge, dodgy, dog, domain, dominance, donkey, donor, doom, doorstep, dot, doubtless, drainage, drape, drastic, drawback, dread, dribble, drift, drinker, drinking water, drizzle, drummer, dual, dual carriageway, dubious, duo, duplicate, duration, dusk, dwell, dwindle, dynamic, dynasty. Earnest, ease, eccentric, eclipse, eco-friendly, ecosystem, ecstasy, ecstatic, editorial, ego, eject, elastic, elder, electoral, electorate, elevate, illicit, eligible, elite, elusive, embargo, embark, embed, embody, embrace, emergence, emigrate, eminent, emission, emit, empathy, empirical, empower, emulate, encompass, encounter, encyclopedia, endanger, endangered, endeavor, endorse, endorsement, endure, enforce, enforcement, engage, enhanced, enlarge, enlist, enormously, enrich, enroll, ensue, enthusiast, entitlement, entity, entrepreneur, intrust, environmentalists, environmentally friendly, envisage, envoy, envy, epic, equal, equate, equilibrium, equitable, eradicate, erode, erosion, erupt, escalate, escort, estate agent, estimation, evacuate, evade, evaluate, evaluation, evaporate, even, evenly, evoke, evolution, evolutionary, exacerbate, exasperated, exasperating, exceptionally, excerpt, exclaim, exclamation, exclusion, exclusive, exclusively, excursion, execute, execution, exemplify, exempt, exemption, exert, exhaust, exhaustion, exile, exit, exorbitant, expel, expenditure, explanatory, explicit, exploit, exploitation, explorer, explosive, expressly, exquisite, extended, extinction, extraordinarily, extremist, extrovert, eyewitness. Fireplace, first class, flabby, flap, flare, flatten, flatter, floor, flawed, flick, flicker, flimsy, flip, float, flourish, fluctuate, fluctuation, flush, flutter, foam, focused, foil, fold, follow-up, font, fool, foolproof, footage, footballer, footnote, forefront, foreman, foremost, forensic, foresee, forward, forgiveness, formality, format, formidable, formulate, forth, forthcoming, fortress, forum, forward, fossil fuel, foster, founder, fountain, fracture, facet, facial, facilitate, factual, faculty, familiarity, famine, fan, fancy, farewell, farmhouse, far-reaching, fascination, fashion, fate, fatigue, fattening, faulty, favorable, fearful, feasible, feast, feet, feeble, feel, fellowship, feminine, feminist, ferocious, fertile, fertility, fictional, fictitious, field, fiery, figurative, filmmaker, filter, fin, finalize, find, fingerprint, finite, firearm, fracture, fragrance, frail, frame, franchise, frantic, freak, freelance, freeze, frenzy, freshman, friction, fruitful, frustrate, fuel, fulfilling, fungus, furnace, further, furthermore, fuss, futile. Galaxy, gale, gangster, gasp, gateway, gathering, gauge, gay, gaze, gel, gem, gender, generalization, generalize, generator, generic, generosity, genetic, genetics, genocide, genre, geographical, geology, geometry, gesture, ghastly, ghetto, gifted, giggle, gin, given, glacier, glamorous, glamour, gland, glare, gleam, glimpse, glitter, globalization, gloom, gloomy, glossary, glossy, going, goodwill, governmental, gown, graffiti, grammatical, graphic, grasp, gratitude, gravity, graze, greed, greeting, grievance, grieve, grind, gripping, groan, groom, groove, grotesque, ground, grove, growl, gruesome, grumble, grumpy, grunt, guardian, gorilla, guitarist, golf, gutter, gypsy. Habitat, hack, hail, half-hearted, hallway, halt, halt, halve, hammer, hamper, handbook, handicap, handkerchief, handlebars, hang, hangover, harass, harassment, harden, hardship, harmless, harmony, harvest, haste, hastily, hatch, haven, hazardous, headmaster, heated, heave, heavenly, hefty, heighten, air, helper, helping, helpless, hemisphere, hen, hence, herald, hereditary, heritage, heroic, heroine, hesitation, heterosexual, hierarchical, hierarchy, high, high level, high speed, high tech, hijack, hilarious, hillside, hinder, hiss, hitchhike, hitherto, home, homeland, homeowner, homicide, homogeneous, homosexual, honeymoon, honorary, honorable, hook, hooray, horrendous, horrific, horrify, hospitality, hostage, hostile, hostile, hostility, hover, howl, howl, hub, huddle, hugely, hum, humanitarian, humanity, human right, humble, humidity, humiliate, humiliation, hurl, hurt, hurtful, hybrid, hygiene, hygienic, hymn, hypocrisy, hypocritical, hypothesis, hypothetical, hysteria, hysterical. Iceberg, icy, idealistic, identifiable, ideological, ideology, idiomatic, idle, idle, illicit, illuminate, illusion, imagery, imaginary, imaginative, imbalance, immaculate, immature, immensely, imminent, immune, immunity, impair, impartial, impatient, imperfect, impetus, implicate, implicit, importer, imposition, imprison, imprisonment, impulse, impulsive, inaccurate, incapable, incidentally, inclination, inclined, inclusion, inclusive, incompatible, incomplete, incomprehensible, inconsiderate, inconsistent, inconvenient, incorporate, incur, indecisive, indefinite, indefinitely, indicative, indicator, indict, indictment, indifference, indifferent, indispensable, indistinguishable, individuality, induce, indulge, industrialist, industrialized, ineffective, inefficient, inexpensive, inexperienced, infamous, infectious, infer, inference, infinitely, informant, informative, informed, infrastructure, infringe, ingenious, inherent, inheritance, inhibit, inhibition, initiate, injustice, inmate, innate, innovative, input, inquire, insane, inscription, insecure, insert, insight, insignificant, insincere, instant, instinctive, institutional, intact, integral, integrate, integration, integrity, intellect, intellectual, intensify, intensity, intent, intent, intercept, interface, interim, interior, interpreter, interrogation, interviewer, intimate, intimidate, intolerable, intolerance, intricate, intrigue, intrinsic, introductory, introvert, intrude, intruder, intrusion, intuition, invalid, invalidate, invaluable, invariably, inventory, inverted comma, invoice, inward, ironic, ironically, irony, irrational, irregular, irresistible, irresponsible, isolate, isolated, isolation, itch, itchy, ivory, jargon, jerk, junior, kite, night, knitting, label, labor, laborer, lace, lag, landmark, landowner, large scale, lasting, last minute, latter, lavatory, lavish, lavish, lawful, lawmaker, lawsuit, lay, lease, lease, leash, ledge, left wing, legacy, legislative, legislator, legislature, lender, lesson, lest, let down, level, lever, liability, liable, liaison, libel, liberal, liberal, liberate, licensed, lifelong, lifespan, likewise, lime, linen, liner, linger, linguist, linguistics, lining, liquor, listener, listing, literacy, literal, livestock, living, lobby, lobby, locker, lodge, lodge, loft, logo, lonesome, long distance, loom, loosely, loosen, lottery, lounge, low, lucrative, lure, lure, lurk, luxurious, lyric, madam, magistrate, magnitude, maiden name, mainland, mainstream, major, major, man, managerial, mandate, mandatory, maniac, manifest, manipulate, man-made, maneuver, manslaughter, manuscript, map, maple, march, marginal, marital, maritime, markedly, marketplace, martyr, massacre, massacre, massage, mast, matching, mate, material, maternal, maternity, mature, maturity, maximize, maze, meadow, meaningless, mediate, medication, meditation, medium, meat, megabit, melody, memoir, menace, mentality, merchandise, merchant, mere, merge, merger, merit, messenger, metaphorical, meter, methodology, microscope, midst, midway, midwife, might, migrant, migrate, migration, mildly, milestone, militant, militia, millennium, mine, mingle, miniature, ministry, minor, minus, minute, mirror, mischief, misfortune, mishap, misjudge, missile, missionary, mistaken, mister, misuse, mobility, mobilize, mock, mode, moderately, modernize, modification, module, moist, mole, momentarily, momentary, momentum, monarch, monarchy, moral, morale, morality, morally, mortality, mosaic, mosquito, moss, moth, motif, motorist, mold, mound, moundiness, mourn, mug, multicultural, multinational, multinational, multitude, mundane, municipal, murmur, muster, mutate, mutation, mutual, mutually, mystical, mythology. Naive, narrate, narrative, narrator, narrow, narrowly, nationalism, national park, native, naval, navigation, necessitate, needless, needy, negotiator, neighboring, net, newcomer, next of kin, niche, nickname, nightclub, noble, nominal, nominate, nomination, non-stop, norm, normality, nostalgia, nostalgic, nosy, notify, notorious, notwithstanding, novelty, number, numerical, nurse, nursery rhyme, nutrient, nutrition, nutritional. Oath, obedience, obedient, obese, obesity, objective, obligatory, oblige, obscene, obscure, obscure, obsess, obsession, obstruction, occupant, occupational, occurrence, oddly, odor, offset, offspring, omission, oneself, only, onset, onwards, opaque, opening, operational, oppression, oppressive, optical, optimal, optimum, orbit, orbit, orchard, ordeal, orderly, organism, orient, orientation, ornament, orphan, orthodox, outburst, outgoing, outing, out of date, outrage, outrage, outrageous, outright, outset, outsider, outskirts, outward, outwards, outweigh, oval, overcast, overcrowded, overdue, overestimate, overhear, overlap, overlap, overly, override, overseas, oversight, overt, overtake, overthrow, overtime, overview, overwhelm, overwhelming, overwhelmingly, owing to. Packaging, packed, packed, paddle, painfully, painkiller, painless, painstaking, paintbrush, pamphlet, pant, paperback, paperwork, parachute, paradigm, paradox, paradoxically, parallel, parameter, paramount, paraphrase, paraphrase, parental, parenthesis, parliamentary, parody, part, partial, partially, particle, pastime, patriotic, patrol, patrol, patron, patronizing, PC, peak, peak, pebble, peg, pending, penetrate, peninsula, per annum, perch, perfect, perfection, peril, periodic, peripheral, perpetual, perpetuate, persecution, persistence, persistent, persuasion, persuasive, pessimistic, pest, pesticide, petition, petty, pharmaceutical, phenomenal, philosopher, philosophical, physicist, pianist, pick, picturesque, piece, peer, pierce, pigeon, pile, pilgrimage, pinch, pioneer, pioneer, pipeline, pirate, pitch, placement, plagiarism, plagiarize, plague, plainly, planner, plantation, plaque, plaster, plateau, plausible, playwright, plea, pledge, pledge, plight, plot, pluck, plump, plunge, plus, plus, poetic, pointer, pointless, poised, poison, police, ponder, portfolio, portrayal, posh, position, positively, posture, potent, poultry, pounds, pound, power, powerless, pragmatic, prawn, preach, preacher, precaution, proceed, precedent, precision, preclude, predator, predecessor, predetermined, preface, preferable, preferably, preliminary, premature, premier, premium, preoccupation, presenter, presently, preservation, presidency, pressing, prestige, prestigious, presumption, pretentious, prevail, prevailing, prevalence, prevalent, priceless, prime, prime, principally, prioritize. prioritize, privately, prize, probe, problematic, proceeding, proceeds, procession, processor, proclaim, produce, productivity, profit, profoundly, programmer, programming, progression, progressive, progressively, prohibition, projection, prolong, prolonged, prominence, prominent, promising, prompt, promptly, profit, proponent, proposition, prose, prosecutor, prospective, prospectus, prosper, prosperity, prosperous, protective, protocol, prototype, proven, provider, provincial, provisional, provocative, proximity, prudent, publication, puff, pull, pulse, punitive, puppet, purchase, purity, pursuit, pyramid. Quaint, qualitative. Quantify, quantitative. Quarterly, query, quest, questionable, queue, quilt, quota. Racing, racist, radar, radiation, radical, radically, radioactive, radius, raft, rag, rainforest, raise, rally, ramp, rate, Russian, rationale, rattle, ray, razor, reach, reactor, real estate, realism, realist, realization, realm, reap, reappear, rear, reason, reasoning, reassurance, rebel, rebellious, rebuild, rebuke, recede, recession, recipient, reciprocal, recite, reckless, reclaim, recollection, reconcile, reconciliation, reconsider, reconstruct, reconstruction, recount, recreate, recruit, rectangular, rectify, recur, recurrence, redeem, referendum, refine, refrain, refresh, refreshment, refuge, refund, regime, regiment, regret, regulate, rehearsal, rehearse, rain, rain, reiterate, relay, relentless, reliant, relic, relish, relocate, reluctance, remainder, remedy, reminiscent, remnant, remote control, render, renew, renewable, renewal, renewed, renowned, reopen, repayment, repeated, repertoire, replay, replicate, reported speech, representative, repress, repression, reproduce, reproduction, repulsive, resemblance, resemble, resent, resentment, reserved, reside, residence, resident, residual, residue, resistant, resolution, resolve, resort, respectful, responsive, restless, restrain, restraint, restricted, restrictive, restructure, retail, retailer, retention, retort, retreat, retreat, retrieve, reunion, revelation, revenue, reversal, reverse, reverse, revert, reviewer, revision, revival, revive, revolt, revolting, revolutionary, revolutionize, revolve, rewarding, rewrite, rhetoric, rhyme, rhyme, rhythmic, ridge, rift, right angle, right wing, rigorous, rim, rising, right, ritual, ritual, rival, rivalry, Rome, raw, robust, rock, rocky, rod, role model, room, rotate, rotation, round, routinely, rugged, ruling, rust, rusty, ruthless. Tact, tactical, tailor, takeover, tangible, target, tariff, tax, taxation, taxpayer, teammate, teamwork, technically, tedious, telecommunications, televise, telly, temperament, tender, tentative, term, terminology, terrain, territorial, testify, testimony, thankfully, theatrical, theoretically, theorist, therapeutic, thereafter, thereby, thesis, thickness, thinker, thorn, thoughtful, thoughtless, three-dimensional, threshold, thrive, thrust, thug, thump, thwart, tear, tilt, time-consuming, timeless, timely, timescale, tiptoe, tiptoe, tire, tiresome, titled, toddler, toenail, token, token, toll, tomb, top, topple, torture, torture, touchdown, touching, tout, toe, toy, track, tract, tractor, trader, trading, traffic, traitor, tram, transaction, transcend, transcript, transformation, transit, transitional, transmission, transmit, transplant, trauma, traumatic, traveling, tread, trek, trench, triangular, tribal, tribunal, trigger, trillion, triumphant, trolley, trot, troubled, troublesome, trout, truce, trustee, trustworthy, trying, tub, tumble, tumor, tuna, tune, turbulence, turbulent, turf, turmoil, turnout, turnover, turtle, tutorial, twilight, twist, two-dimensional, tyrant. Ubiquitous, ulcer, ultimatum, umpire, unaffected, unambiguous, unanimous, unauthorized, unavailable, unavoidable, unbelievable, uncommon, unconditional, unconstitutional, underpin, underscore, understandable, understatement, underway, undesirable, uneasy, unequal, uneven, unfaithful, unfamiliar, unfounded, unification, uniform, uniformity, unify, unilateral, uniquely, universally, unjust, unlawful, unleash, unload, unmarried, unmistakable, unnatural, unofficial, unorthodox, unpack, unpaid, unplug, unprecedented, unpredictable, unravel, unreal, unrealistic, unrelated, unrest, unsafe, unsatisfactory, unscrupulous, unseen, unskilled, unspecified, unspoiled, unstable, unsuitable, unsure, untouched, untrained, unused, unveil, unwanted, unwell, unwise, upbringing, upheaval, uphold, upper class, upright, uprising, upward, urgency, usage, usefulness, user-friendly, usher, utensil, utility, utilize, utter, utter. Vacancy, vaccine, vaguely, vain, validate, valve, vandalism, vandalize, vanity, vapor, variable, variant, variously, vastly, vault, vegetation, veil, velocity, velvet, vengeance, venture, venture, verge, verify, versatile, vessel, veteran, veterinarian, veto, veto, viable, vibrant, vibrate, vibration, vice versa, vicinity, victorious, vigorous, vigorously, villain, vine, vineyard, vintage, violate, violation, violently, viral, visibility, visualize, visually, vitality, vocal, vocational, void, void, volatile, volcano, voltage, voluntarily, vomit, vomit, vow, vow, vulgar. Wade, wag, wagon, walker, want, wanted, warfare, warmly, warrant, warrant, warranty, warrior, wartime, wary, wasp, wasteful, waterfall, what, wavelength, where, weary, weave, wedge, weed, well-being, well-established, wheel, whereabouts, whisk, whisker, wholesale, wholesale, holy, whoops, wide-ranging, wield, willingness, windscreen, windshield, winning, wire, wit, withdrawal, withhold, withstand, witty, wizard, woe, womb, wonderfully, word, wording, workforce, workload, workman, workstation, world class, warn, worsen, worship, worthless, would be, wow, rap, wreckage, wrestle. Yarn, yearly, yield, youngster, youthful. Call center, camel, campaigner, candid, cane, cape, capitalism, capitalist, capital punishment, carbohydrate, carefree, caretaker, caring, carton, catalyst, catastrophe, catastrophic, cater, caution, ceasefire, cellar, cement, censor, censorship, census, ceramics, cf, chair, chalk, challenging, chamber, champion, channel, chant, chaotic, charisma, charismatic, charm, chart, checkpoint, cherish, chiefly, childcare, chill, chimpanzee, chip, cholesterol, chore, chronicle, chuckle, chunky, churn, circulate, circulation, citation, citizenship, civic, clan, clasp, classification, classified, classify, clearance, clearing, clench, cleric, cliché, climax, clinch, clinical, cloak, clone, close, clown, cluster, clutch, CO, coalition, course, coastline, cock, cocoa, cognitive, coherent, cohesion, coil, collaborate, collaboration, collaborative, collective, collectively, collide, colloquial, colon, colonial, coloring, columnist, comeback, comet, comic, commemorate, commence, commend, commercially, commission, commissioner, committed, commodity, commonplace, common sense, communal, communion, comparable, comparative, comparatively, compartment, compass, compassionate, compelling, compensate, complement, complementary, completion, complexity, complement, comply, composition, comprehend, concede, conceited, conceivable, conception, conceptual, concession, concise, condemn, condemnation, condense, conditional, condom, cone, confer, confide, confidentiality, confiscate, conflicting, conform, confront, confrontation, congested, congestion, congregation, conjunction, conjure, connotation, conquest, conscientious, consciously, consensus, consent, consequent, conserve, considerate, consistency, consolation, consolidate, consortium, conspicuous, conspiracy, conspire, constant, constituency, constituent, constrain, constraint, constructive, construe, consultancy, consultation, contaminate, contemplate, contempt, contend, contender, contention, contentious, contingency, contingent, continuation, continuity, continuum, contour, contract, contractor, contributor, controlled, controller, convene, converge, conversely, conversion, convertible, convey, convict, conviction, convoy, cooperative, coordinate, coordination, coordinator, copyright, corollary, coroner, corporation, core, correlate, correlation, correspond, correspondence, correspondent, corresponding, corrupt, cosmetics, cosmic, counseling, counselor, counter, counteract, counterpart, counterproductive, cool, courageous, courteous, courtesy, courtroom, courtyard, coverage, crackle, craftsman, crafty, cram, cramped, crate, crater, crayon, creek, credentials, credibility, credible, credit, creek, creepy, cripple, crisp, critically, critique, crook, crooked, crossing, cruise, crumble, crusade, cubic, cue, cuisine, culminate, cultivate, culture shock, cumulative, curator, curb, curfew, curiously, current account, curriculum, curse, curtail, custody, customary, cynic, cynical. Safe, safeguard, safeguard, salon, sanction, sanction, sanctuary, sane, sarcasm, sarcastic, satire, savage, scare, scarlet, scenario, scent, skeptical, skepticism, scholar, scholarship, scoop, scoop, scorch, scowl, scrawl, screech, scribble, scrutiny, secrecy, sect, secular, seduce, seemingly, segment, segregated, segregation, seizure, select, selective, semantic, senate, senior, senior citizen, sensational, sensitivity, censor, sentiment, sentimental, sequel, sergeant, sermon, set, setback, settler, set up, sever, sewing, sexism, sexy, shabby, shaky, shareholder, sharpen, shell, shelter, ship, shipment, shoplifting, short, shortcoming, shortcut, shorten, shortfall, short-lived, shove, shovel, shrewd, shriek, shrimp, shrub, shudder, shuffle, shut down, shuttle, sibling, side effect, sideways, signal, signify, silence, simile, simplicity, simplify, simplistic, simulate, simulated, simulation, simultaneous, sincere, sincerely, sinister, sight, skeleton, skinny, slab, slaughter, slaughter, slavery, slender, slum, slump, slump, smog, smoothly, smuggle, snail, snatch, sneak, sneaky, snob, snore, snort, snowman, soap opera, saw, sober, socialism, socialist, sociology, socket, solar system, soul, solemn, solid, solidarity, solitary, soothe, soppy, sorrow, sovereign, sovereign, spar, spare, spark, spark, speciality, specialize, specialized, special needs, specification, specimen, spectacle, spectrum, speculate, speculation, speed, spell, spike, spiral, split, sponsor, sponsor, sponsorship, spontaneous, spotlight, spouse, sprain, sprawl, spreadsheet, sprinkle, squash, squat, squeal, stability, stabilize, stack, stack, stain, stain, stake, stamina, stance, standardize, standard of living, standpoint. Startle, statesman, static, stationary, statute, statutory, stern, stigma, stimulate, stimulating, stimulus, stipulate, stitch, stock market, story, storm, storyline, straighten, straight, strand, stray, stray, stream, stressful, stretch, stride, stride, striking, strive, stroll, structural, structure, stuffed, stumble, stunned, stunning, sturdy, stylish, subject, subject, subjective, sublime, submission, subordinate, subordinate, subscribe, subscription, subsection, subside, subsidiary, subsidiary, subsidize, subsidy, substantially, substantive, subtitle, succession, successive, successor, sue, suffering, suffice, suicide, suitably, sweet, sum, summarize, summit, summon, superficial, superior, superiority, superstition, superstitious, supervise, supervision, supervisor, supplement, supplement, supplementary, supportive, supposed, supposedly, suppress, supreme, supremely, surf, surge, surge, surgical, surpass, surplus, surplus, surrender, survey, susceptible, suspect, suspend, suspension, sustainable, swamp, swear-word, sweeping, swell, swift, swirl, symbolic, symbolism, symbolize, symmetrical, symmetry, symphony, symptom, syndrome. Synonym, synonymous, syntax, synthesis, synthetic, systematic,